All right, everybody, welcome to video number 3, end of week 2. Continue to step up my game here. I even figured out how to have some intro music, so I hope you enjoy. All right, Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. Damn it, Echo, stop. All right, enough of that. So we're going to get right into it today. We've got a great interview with Redbeard Tridad. So I'm going to rattle off my stats like we did last week. We're going to start with the yard swam. And again, stepping up my game, so I figured out how to make those graphics scroll across the screen. So we've got 3,850 yards swam. Got 72.3 miles biked. Got 20.1 miles run. That brings us to a total of 7 hours and 48 minutes for the week put in. What did I get with that time? Well, I got 4 beers drank. That stat's obviously a little outdated. It's football Sunday, so we're a little further into it than that. What else we got? Body parts chafed. Got 3 of them. Yikes. You can use your imagination on that one. But most importantly, we've got $125 raised for the Claxton Hepburn Medical Center Foundation, which is going to go to the Richard E. Winter Cancer Treatment Center. This is week 1. Please check out the website. It'll be attached to the Facebook page where this video is posted. Like I said, I've got a great interview this week, and it's going to be with my boy Redbeard Tridad, also known as Josh Caruso. So I'm going to go grab him, and I'll be right back with you. Yeah, I'll take that. All right, Redbeard Tridad, welcome to the show.
What's up?
You're also doing Ironman Lake Placid this year. You've done multiple half marathons, a couple half Ironman, a marathon, and now you're training for your first Ironman. What is it that got you into endurance sports?
Honestly, you. And CGSW, obviously. Had never done any distance or endurance races before. In high school, I was actually a sprinter and a jumper, so I had never done any race longer than about 100 meters. But then kind of got hooked into the biking, and then everything kind of just fell into place from there. So.
Was there something specific that motivated you to do an Ironman?
Kind of twofold, I think. One, the challenge. It seems, when you kind of look at it from a distance, almost like an impossible task. So I just want to tackle something that was really difficult. And secondly, again, as I talked about one of my videos, is just kind of inspiring my kids to reach for the stars and stay healthy at the same time. So
nice. So I know it's early in the training. You're 2 weeks in now. What's been the toughest part so far of the training?
So far for me is the earlier mornings, getting up to work out. I'm not a great morning person, especially getting up to do some exercise. So getting up in the morning right now is probably one of the biggest challenges. And other than that, diet. Trying to eat healthy, taking in enough nutrition that I'm not kind of bonking or running out of energy on the training days, but at the same time, making sure that when you choose to eat things, that you put some extra thought into it and make sure that it's, kind of cut out the garbage and stick more with the healthy food. So diet and early mornings. So far.
I would totally agree with both of those things. The diet and getting up early in the morning are 2 of the hardest things for me as well. So this year, Team CGSW Racing is raising money through the athletes that are doing endurance events. What is it that's important to you about joining that cause and raising money for the Richard E. Winter Cancer Treatment Center for people to get screened for colorectal cancer and breast cancer?
I mean, obviously working in the healthcare field, it hits close to home. We see people really almost on a daily basis going through different struggles, particularly with cancer being something that seems to be unreasonably prevalent in the North Country. I think a lot of people suffer with different types of cancers up here, and almost everybody knows somebody who has had cancer, even in their direct family, that I'm sure a lot of them have been treated right here in Ogdensburg at the cancer center. So to be part of any sort of fundraising that can help those people with their treatments, and also if we can find a couple and end up preventing a cancer because we found something early. I mean, that's a win-win. So it's motivating enough to get out there, but then when you add this on, I think it takes it to like a whole new level.
So you've trained for a couple half Ironmen, and last year you did a marathon. How would you compare the trainings? Which one would you consider to be the more difficult of the two trainings?
The marathon, for sure. It was tough. I feel like with the triathlon training, when you're mixing it up with a lot of different modalities in terms of you swim, you bike, you run, there's strength days. With the marathon, it was just a lot of pounding the pavement. And I've really never had anything in terms of injuries, setbacks with even the half Ironman. But with the marathon, I ended up having a lot of knee pain at the end, some foot pain at the end. So it was tough. And the marathon, I think, really does just wear on you. So for triathlon, it seems like you're tackling three things at once. It should be harder, but when you start to mix them up a little bit, I actually think it actually makes it a little easier. So
I would totally agree. Running sucks.
I have a T-shirt that says that sometimes.
Now you have a badass wife who's also run a couple marathons. Is there any competition in the house between the two of you?
I think for the most part we handle it pretty well. Not to lie, obviously. I still want to beat her when I can. Joan's a great runner, so she usually puts me to shame in the running events. So we tend to have different focuses, I think, but I'd be lying if I didn't say in the back of my mind when I was running the half marathon and the marathon if I wasn't kind of keeping my eye on the watch and wondering where I was going to end up compared to Joan's times. I wanted to make sure she didn't smoke me by too much anyway.
So what does a typical week of training consist of so far in these first 2 weeks?
Well, basically, the training is a mixture of the swim, bike, and run platform, where some days it's a combination of swimming and biking on the same day, run days in between, but also have a strength day built in there as well. Strength for primarily focusing on core strength and injury prevention. Really, I think that extra strength day does seem to help with that, but mostly it's kind of following a program that lays out for me and basically just trying to stick to it as best we can.
So the training and racing can be both physically and mentally exhausting. When you get to that point where you feel like you've hit a wall, how do you talk yourself through that?
I think a lot of times you're actually calling back on those training days where you were, suffering through. Maybe you didn't eat well, maybe you didn't sleep well, and you had a tough training day, but you still kind of fight through it. So you call back on all those tough training days, but also you can think about things that are personal to you too. I mean, I tend to think about my kids. I tend to think about my dad, and I try to draw on those deep, important things on your life that can kind of just get you through that part and then get you back to center and keep going again.
I tend to think about all the people that I told I was going to do these things, and then if I don't do it, what I'll look like the next day at work.
You don't want to show your face
pretty much. How is your daily schedule affected by the training?
So far in the early part of the training, it's really not been too terribly affected. Again, it's getting up early in the morning right now. As the training starts to get longer, like when I did the half Ironman and when I did the marathon, as it got longer and longer, it can affect your time with your family, which I think is part of one of the hardest things about it. It really takes a lot of support from your family and friends to do these sorts of things as you start getting into the longer workouts.
Yeah, that's actually my next question. So one of the most important things when you do these trainings for these races is you have to have a good support system at home, and that's extremely important. What kind of support system do you think that you need to have in place for an event like this when you go through the training?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like you said, I'm super lucky to have an awesome wife that supports me in this venture, and they understand that there's going to be training days where you're out there for 6-7 hours, and you're pretty much gone that whole day. So having my wife, and she's there to make sure everything is good with the kids and they're taken care of, and also making sure that I'm staying healthy and staying on course as well. I'm lucky to have my extended family here as well. My mom, my brother and sister, they both help us take care of the kids, and obviously good friends too. We can take turns watching each other's kids when needed, but yeah, it would be extremely more challenging without a support system, particularly if you're balancing family life, work life. With my job too, I have to take call, and thankfully my boss is very good about that as well. He definitely juggles things around for me, but it's a lot of time management.
So when you first got into this, I know that we talked a lot, and you'd get your workouts scheduled for you, and one of the things that seemed to be tough for you, and it seems to be tough for other people, is that you just want to go constantly. How important is it to actually listen to your body and actually slow down to get faster sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the toughest lessons, I think, is that there are days that are built in, and they're supposed to be easy days. And in the beginning, I think you do make a couple of those mistakes where you push harder than you say, geez, I could have done that at a faster pace or a harder bike ride. And then you end up suffering, and everything gets worse. You have injuries, you feel more sore. So it is important to, number one, listen to your body, but also kind of trust the program, trust the training, that it's there for a reason, and you go easy when you're supposed to go easy, even when you can go harder, because it is going to all kind of come together at the end.
So one of the things that's kind of frustrating to me is people always ask, well, what do you get for doing these races? Like, do you win something? What do you like? Why do you do it? Like, is there money? And the answer is always no. I do it because it keeps me driven to do something. Why do you do it?
Yeah, I think along the same lines. I mean, it's kind of that maybe a type A personality thing. You just want that challenge. You want to meet it. You want to beat it. I'm never going to win any money. That's for sure. I'm kind of a middle of the packer. But for me, it's the draw of the challenge. It's the camaraderie of the team. Belonging to CGSW over these last couple of years has been awesome. Team workouts, people to ask questions about diet, training. So just being part of a team again is great. So that's really been drawing me to it. And again, just a healthy lifestyle and having my friends, family, and kids seeing that is the biggest draw.
And question that I'm probably going to ask everybody: what would you tell somebody that's considering getting into this but thinks that they can't do it or is self-conscious about getting into it?
Yeah, most important thing I think we just say go for it. Just do it. And they have great events that are fairly local, tries and sprint tries that are short distance. And most importantly is just to stay positive when you first get into it. Swimming in particular is extremely difficult if you've never done it before. I always tell people it took me the first 3 months in the pool just to get enough energy expended to go forward rather than sink. I could go back and forth maybe one time before I had to stop. And now I'll go over a mile without any problems at all. So most importantly, I'd say just try it. Get out there and do it. The triathlon community is one of the best kind of communities that I've ever been a part of. There's not this over competitive drive in it. Mostly it's people just wanting to see other people succeed. And out there on the course, there's so much encouragement between the athletes, but also from the spectators. It's just a great community to belong to.
All right, now, one-word responses here. We're going to the lightning round.
The lightning round!
Yes. All right, preferred chamois cream. D's nuts or chamois butter?
Chamois butter.
All right, Tri-Slide or Body Glide?
Body Glide.
Better recovery snack, chips or ice cream?
Ice cream, by far.
All right, what's worse, chafing or muscle soreness?
Chafing.
All right, porta potty or on the fly?
Unfortunately, both.
Suffer alone or on with somebody else?
Suffer with.
All right. Most important, the engine or the equipment?
Oh, the engine by far.
Yes. All right. How do you roll? Beard or clean shaven during race season?
I'll be sporting the red beard. Tried to add beard during racing. Those couple extra watts for aero, I don't think are gonna make a whole difference. So I'll be sporting the beard. Plus, my daughter would kill me if I shaved my beard off. So.
How about the legs?
I'm gonna keep the leg hair this year.
Okay. All right. Pool or open water?
Open water.
All right. Indoor or outdoor training?
Outdoor.
Okay. What's more important? Getting screened and finding the cancer early, or being too proud and letting it go?
Get screened, get it checked out. You'll never regret it.
That's right. Get it taken care of early. And finally, is it true what they say about redheads?
Depends on what it is.
All
true. It's all true, actually.
All right, Echo, kick the outro. Echo, play When Legends Rise by Godsmack.
She doesn't like you.
Yeah, she
Oh,
doesn't
she
like
got
me.
it. There it is. Peace.
See you next week, y'all. Be sure you check out Redbeard Tridad at Redbeard Tridad. He's got another video coming out this week. They're always
Look
fantastic.
for it on Monday.
Check him on Facebook and check him on Instagram. Peace.